If you want to be successful selling books on Amazon, you have to be good at, you just have to understand the risk and reward. As the rank goes higher, the risk becomes a bit higher. Go to YouTube, or if you're inside of Reselling Freedom, search Keepa. We have a bunch of Keepa training in there, but regardless, you don't even have to join Reselling Freedom. Just Google Keepa, how to use Keepa the right way. Keepa training, how to look at the buy box statistics, how to look at the data, how to read historical charts, how to look at the offers tab, how to see how many monthly sales, right? You need to learn how to master Keepa. I can't say it enough. One of the most common mistakes that I see beginner Amazon sellers make, especially booksellers, is they buy books that are profitable, right? And I'll explain why I'm putting quotes on that. They buy books that they think are profitable, or maybe they actually are profitable. They send them into Amazon, and guess what? It's just crickets. Nothing happens. They just sit, they sit, they sit. They might lower the price. They might even get the buy box, but it doesn't sell. And why is this happening? It's because the items really aren't popular. They're not in demand. And a big mistake that a lot of people make when they get into book selling is they never learn how to really master reading data. Okay? If you want to be successful selling books on Amazon, you have to be good at reading data. Now, there's different data points that are going to help you to make decisions. For example, one data point is how much is the book selling for? And if you're using the Amazon Seller app or Scout IQ or Scoutly, it'll actually break down all the fees and it'll share with you how much profit you're going to make. But here's the thing, all because a book or a DVD or whatever is super profitable, it doesn't mean you're going to make any money, because if somebody's not willing to buy it, or it doesn't have a history, that's the key word, a history of somebody purchasing that item, literally you just have inventory that you paid money for, that you're paying money to Amazon for to store it, right? And it's just sitting there collecting dust, collecting fees. You're literally losing money. You actually have a liability. You don't have an asset. So the key is you have to learn how to analyze data. Okay, now there's a couple ways to do this. When you scan an item, yes, you can see what it's selling for, but there's a couple important points to look at. What's the sales rank? Okay, is the sales rank 1 million? Is it 500,000? Is it 5 million? Is it 2 million? What's the best sales rank? Well, I'm actually going to share a sales rank chart down below. I'll put a link in the description. It's 100% free. It's pretty much the top BSRs, bestseller ranks, that you should focus on for different categories. I'll just say generally for books, I like to stay under 1 million, but I sell, and I've sold tons of books in the past that are 2 million and 3 million. You just have to understand the risk and reward. As the rank goes higher, the risk becomes a bit higher, and you're going to want your margin, your profit margin, your minimum ROI, minimum profit to be higher because there's more risk, right? So sales rank is number one, but keep in mind, sales rank is just like taking a picture in the mirror and seeing yourself. Like, you could see what you look like now. Maybe you could weigh yourself on the scale. It's the same thing. Sales rank is just telling you how a book is selling, like in the short term. You could have a book that's 100,000 rank and then a book that's 1 million rank, and the 1 million rank book might sell more often over a 6-month period than the 100,000 rank book. Why? Because a book might be ranked 2 million, but if it sells, boom, it's going to drop all the way back down to around 100,000. Okay, so rank is great, but what you really want to look at, if you're using Scout IQ, they have what's known as the E-score. That's how many times the book is sold in a 6-month period. Or you can use Keepa. Keepa is a free Chrome extension. They do have a $20 a month plan that will share more data, but you can actually scan products with Keepa, or if you're looking at it online, Keepa will actually tell you how many times the book or the product is selling per month, or how many times it's sold, how many price drops in 90 days, 180 days, so on and so forth. So sales rank is great, but you want to dive a little bit deeper to see how many times it's actually selling per month. Okay, this is one of the biggest issues the mistakes they make. They buy an item that's super profitable and the rank might look good, but it's false, right? It's kind of like smoke and mirrors, because you have to look a little bit deeper, right? So that's why Scout IQ, and I think Scoutly has some type of e-score feature as well that gives you more in depth of how many times it's sold over, a 6-month period. You want to know the history of that particular ASIN. How many times is it actually selling? And also with Keepa as well, this is why Keepa is so powerful. You might be wondering, well, okay, it's priced at like 40 and maybe there's one person at 39, 40, 41. Is that how much I could realistically sell it for? Maybe, but you have to take a look at the pricing history of what it's sold for 6 months ago, 3 months ago, 1 month ago, and take a look at how many sellers have been on the listing, because the more sellers that come on the listing, typically the price will tank. And then the opposite is true. If the sellers is going down and the popularity stays maintained or increases, a lot of times the price will go up. So you want to take a look at that. This is why Keepa is so important. It's one of the most underutilized tools, and people use it, but I do a lot of coaching calls. We have resellingfreedom.com. If you haven't checked that out, you guys should check that out. We have 5 to 6 coaching calls every week, have over 10 expert coaches who are all Amazon sellers who are in the trenches. They're doing retail arbitrage, online arbitrage. Some of them are doing wholesale, eBay to Amazon, thrifting. You should check that out, resellingfreedom.com. But I bring that up because one of the things that we notice most, it's a common pattern. A lot of folks, they use Keepa, but when they jump on the coaching calls with us, or we do some one-on-one training with them or whatnot, they don't really fully understand how to use it. You have to learn how to master Keepa. If you get anything out of this video, go to YouTube, or if you're inside of Reselling Freedom, search Keepa. We have a bunch of Keepa training in there, but regardless, you don't even have to join Reselling Freedom. Just Google Keepa, how to use Keepa the right way. Keepa training, how to look at the buy box statistics, how to look at the data, how to read historical charts, how to look at the offers tab, how to see how many monthly sales, right? You need to learn how to master Keepa. I can't say it enough. So, an item being super profitable is great, but what's the sales rank? And even deeper, how many times is it selling per month, 3 months, 6 months? Is the number of sellers going up? Is it going down? Because at the end of the day, you could have the most profitable products. And I got this from my good friend Avery, the founder over at Go-To-Lister. He talks about this all the time. He says, what would you rather have? A bucket of books worth $1 million that are never, ever going to sell? Or maybe 10 books that are going to make you $100, but they're going to sell within a day or two. Of course, you're going to want to take the books that are going to sell, because $1 million of value isn't really anything if it is never, ever going to sell, right? In this made up example. So hopefully this video helped. Hopefully it inspired you to learn Keepa, right? To really dive deep into the sales rank, to dive deep into the monthly sales, and to look at, various data points. There's so many different data points that you can follow. I'm literally just scratching the surface. And again, Scout IQ could help. There's different things you can learn from the Amazon seller app, but Keepa is huge. So let me know what your thoughts were on this video. If you have any questions, drop a comment down below. I'd love to feature you in an upcoming video. With that being said, much love. I appreciate you guys, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.